Hey, so future me here. Definite possibility the video might be a little windy. Whole night tonight was a lot windier than I thought it was. I did cut a lot of footage, but still, I hope you enjoy. So I haven't done anything for a while. As you can see, this is definitely not Winter Park or Knott's Berry Farm. We're in the city of Long Beach. You know what that means. That's right. All the way over there, we're going to Dark Harbor. Let's go. So one thing that's a little different about Dark Harbor is we park in a parking structure, and then we get to take these fancy buses over to the Queen Mary for Dark Harbor. So it still costs 25 bucks. Yikes. All right, so here we are. We're in line heading up to what I'm presuming is the entrance of Dark Harbor. There's the Queen Mary. The last time I've been here, this was called Shipwreck, so it's been a really long time. This is actually my first time to Dark Harbor, and I don't have a lot of ideas of what this is going to be like. Oh, there's a cop. It's a fancy Ford Exploder. But you know, this is a really big queue line. I don't even know what this is all for. Oh, check this out. Oh, okay. Hold on. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, let's check it out. Alright, so we've made it in. We just missed it. It was really cool. The boat horn went off, and the boat horn went off, and the flames over here went off, which was pretty cool. Oof. Yeah, it's hot. Alright, so watch your step, uneven ground. Ooh, spooky fog machine. Definitely a lot different than when I was here when it was Shipwreck, so this is pretty cool. Oh, here's the entrance gates. It's pretty cool. Here's the plaza. Take a look at that. It's actually kind of windy tonight too. We'll take a look at this stuff here in a minute. So I guess the first thing we're going to do is this one. I'm assuming this is inside the ship. Take a look here. There's kind of a line for it, so maybe it's good. I don't know, honestly. So let's go check it out. I will say one thing. Not a huge fan of their queue line system. This feels more like a jail bullpen than it does a queue line. One thing that I will give Knott's is they definitely, ropes and stanchions might be really cheesy looking, but this just feels like either road construction or a prison. I'm not sure. It's kind of different. So this was okay. It was a long maze. Like, to be honest, I feel like they could have definitely done something like the depths in there. It was really cool going across the engine room bridge. That was pretty cool. I really liked that. I think next we're going to do this guy. We'll see how this is. This kind of reminds me of like something like Tooth Fairy or Doll Factory. So can't wait to check this out, I guess. Let's see what's up. So interestingly enough, this was actually a really cool maze. It definitely has some paranormal ink vibes. There's definitely some like parodies of like ghost hunters. Apparently this is sort of like the spirit of some of the little kids that have died, quote unquote, on the Queen Mary. So it was definitely cool. I liked it. One thing I will say, and it's definitely because it was hot today, all the non-access areas that are in these mazes are really hot, and also it smells like BO inside the mazes. So that's one thing I don't appreciate. It's hot and it smells like BO.
It smells more like stale water than anything.
No, there's some BO in there too. Like, yeah, the stale water is probably just from the ship itself, but like there's some stank. But I liked this maze. This maze was pretty cool too. So, you know, props to the Dark Harbor. With the room though, like somebody said that the depth was supposed to go to the Queen Mary. Like with the room in B340, they definitely could have done something similar, but I appreciate that they did do something different that pertains to the lore of the ship. Same thing with Lullaby. It does have that same sort of effect that the depths has. When you go through, it's supposed to be like you're at the bottom of a pool, so you'll have a lot of like smoke up on the top and there's blue LEDs. So it's cool. I appreciate both of these for their originality and their ties in with the ship. I do wish that it wasn't so hot inside of the non-access areas. And I also wish it didn't smell like BO, but hey, I mean, other than that, it's not too bad. We'll be checking out some of the other mazes here in a bit. So I just realized I really haven't gotten any close-ups of the ship since I've been here. It is cool going inside the ship. The few mazes that I've gone on that went inside, that's pretty cool in my opinion. It's definitely worth checking out the Queen Mary during normal operation, not just for Dark Harbor in my opinion. Also, something fun of note, I guess this is actually from Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch, their little wave swinger ride here. So, kind of cool to have that. I'm not going on it, but you know, I'm too fat. But I mean, it's cool that they have something. It's kind of scary. Neverland Ranch, I guess. Spooky. Alright, so next up on our to-do list is Rogue, which, judging by the outfits, it looks like it's some sort of military theme, so this might be cool. Again, the Queen Mary was a military vessel, sort of. It did serve, it carried, I believe, soldiers to and fro from certain places. So that's neat. Kind of excited to see how this is. Like I said, the other two mazes that we've done so far isn't too bad. They're definitely unique and they have their own vibes. You're wondering what's making all that noise, by the way. It's this guy. It's getting really loud. He's got a bunch of pot fans on him. He's just running around being really loud and obnoxious. This guy's really loud. It's kind of fun. So first of all, this was the shortest 21-minute wait I've ever seen in my life. Secondly, I do appreciate some of the theming out here. It's pretty cool. There's like a 50 cal up here, some like military equipment. It says ship by Congo Queen, river packet, which sort of reminds me of the Jungle Cruise for some reason, but I'm sure it's actually a military term of some sort. Got some like bunting out here, so this might be cool. I'm down. So we just got done with Rogue. I kind of want to equate it to like very military-esque, not like quite like Infected, but very something along those lines, which was really cool. But it was obviously ocean/Navy themed, so it was pretty cool. The next maze we're going to do is Intrepid, which I really don't know what it's about, but if you look on there, it's hard to see. There's some railroad tracks on the sign, so can't wait to check that out. We'll take a look at that in just a minute. So I was entirely wrong. I'm not exactly sure what this has to do, but it's a giant choo-choo train. I have no idea what this would have to do with the Queen Mary, but we're going to get inside of a choo-choo train. So I'm low-key a little excited. This could be really hilarious. I'm down. I can't wait. Let's check it out. So 100%, so far, this was the best maze of the night. You board a spooky choo-choo train, and then you get transported to Scotland, and all sorts of shenanigans happen. So, A+ to Intrepid. I can only assume the tie-in here is very Scotland, I believe. But either way, this was like my favorite maze, 100%. Like, you board a train, and then it turns into like Spooky Brave. It was great. All right, so we're taking a little break. We got some food. We got some corn in a cup, which it's similar to the ones at the Orange County Fair that I had, but it has like spicier sauce in it. Got some, I think, is that pulled pork tater tots?
It's
Pork belly tater tots. And my personal favorite, some deep fried Oreos. I think there's mainly only one maze left, I think, that we have to do. I think there's only 5 mazes here. I might go through some other ones and check it out. I'm gonna try some of this really quick. Let's see. Some pork belly with some cheese on it. It's pretty good. I like it. Kind of reminds me of bacon, but better. But we're gonna eat this up and then we'll head back out. So the one thing I will say that I do really enjoy about Dark Harbor compared to Knott's is their shows. They're different. They're not things that I've seen at Halloween Haunt recently. We just got done watching a show with basically fire dancers, and you'd think that's something just really plain and simple, but the choreography and just the show itself was actually really, really cool. So I appreciate and actually really enjoy what Dark Harbor's doing with their shows. Like, yeah, they don't have the hanging, they don't have anything like that, but this stuff that they're doing on these stages, in my opinion, are really cool, and I actually do really wish Knott's would kind of look into maybe doing smaller shows in the park, just to give some variety, because that's what I thought about this, and honestly, it was awesome. So big kudos to Queen Mary Dark Harbor for this. So apparently there is a slider show over here.
I'm going to count to 3 and point at you. I want you to cheer and clap and make so much noise that everyone in the parking lot is wondering what they're missing here in Slider Alley. We're going to see which side of you wins a toss of tokens for being the loudest. So, you know what you're playing for. Side A, ready up. 1, 2, 3! Side A, nice job. Side B, you know what you're up against. 1, 2, 3!
I think side B won. I might be wrong.
Side A, you just got smoked.
Oh, yeah, no, side B won.
All right, side C.
Oh, there's a C.
You had your moment. Side C, you've seen what side A can do. You heard side B. You want tokens, you gotta be louder. 1, 2, 3!
I don't
Sliders, choose the side you thought screamed the loudest.
I think side B. This is another one of these things that I kind of wish Knott's would
All
do
right, ladies and gentlemen,
like this.
let's go over some ground rules before we begin the show. Rule number 1, for your safety and the safety of our performers, make sure you keep behind the white dotted lines at all times. Should you make the mistake of crossing into Slider Alley while the show's in motion, our sliders will use you as speed bumps. Number 2, the show you're about ready to see contains dangerous stunts as performed by trained professionals. And I use that term loosely.
At least he's
Great.
honest.
Do not attempt to perform any of these stunts at home.
Or another theme park.
Lastly, The show you're about ready to see does contain special effects like water. Most of you, the speed bumps, yes. Most of you are going to get wet. So one more time, when I ask you if you're ready to see a show, scream like you mean it. Are you ready to see a show? Sliders to the top of the alley. Do you want to meet them? DJ, spin that wheel. Starting out with a terrible trifecta. The evil clowns themselves, Killers, Looney, and Thing. Let's hear it for our one-man wrecking crew, Rampage and The Creep. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Guru and Famous. Let's hear it for Torrid and Moon. Across the Femme Fatale shutters. Introducing the new blood, starting with the strongman, Freak. Our baby ballerina, Miss Cherry on a top. Ladies and gentlemen, our hypnotist, Trance. Oh, hold on. This gives me an idea. Trance, come here, Trance. Oh, I have a brilliant idea. Trance, make it happen. So many years I have been harassed by the Sliders. Kicked, punched, humiliated. Now it's time the Sliders work for me. Double jumps, it's a double doggy hop. Hey, Trance, I have an idea. The ballerina, get her under your control. That's a double pencil with Famous and Killers up and over the top. Whoa, Cherry, you're gonna kill somebody. Cherry, this is for the adults. And that's a three-way with Cherry in the middle. Show us what you got. What is she doing?
Wait a minute, hold on a second.
Double hop. Three. Do you want to see three Sliders on the ground? Do you want to see three Sliders get jumped? Famous is on the runway. Famous comes sailing in, and he loses it. Down on the floor. No Trance in there. Potentially stupidest of the Sliders will attempt a jump like this. That's why we're gonna make the new guy do it. Ladies and gentlemen, let me hear you scream if you want to see Freak jump 5 razor sharp machetes.
He stole my jump. I'm doing it.
You want to do it, Killis? You've never done this before.
Yes, I am. No.
All right. Killis thinks he can do it, ladies and gentlemen. The twisted clown himself is gonna jump 5 razor sharp machetes. Let's get some jumping music going. Put it up, make some noise for our boys.
And when I dream,
He's on the runway. He's over! Ladies and gentlemen, Chaos jumps 5 razor sharp machetes. Put it up. for Guru. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Cream. Large Hypnotist Trance. Let's hear it for the Mooch. Make around the sound for Torrid. Let me hear you scream for Famous. Heard to the terrible trifecta. Let's hear you holler for Thing. And now the dynamic duo, the Twisted Siblings, starting off with the one that puts the pee in pool, Looney! And now I give you the clown prince of screams, Killis the Clown! This is Messiah Team 2019! Let me hear you make some noise for our boys and girls. My name is Grave, and it's been a pleasure having you here tonight. Don't miss another thrilling show at 11 p.m. right here in Cider Alley. Our ciders will be available for the next few minutes if you want photos. Just remember to tag us in all your favorite social media at QM Sliders.
Figured we just get some of the stuff going on over here. The atmosphere is pretty cool out here. The only thing tonight is it's ridiculously windy, which is really awful, and I'm sure it's just playing havoc with my microphone and everything like that. But definitely, this is a pretty cool setup. It's pretty neat to see the slider shows again, something I really wish we'd have at Knott, so it's pretty cool, honestly. But this little circus thing is pretty neat. Kind of got carnival vibes, just a little bit different, just different enough, which is good enough for me in my opinion. But you got some monsters running around over here. There's one right there. So we're taking off from Dark Harbor a little early. There's a couple reasons. The biggest reason though was the weather. The wind has just been ridiculous. This is the calmest it's been tonight. That being said, I feel like we got a decent amount done to kind of form an opinion on Dark Harbor. It's definitely no Shipwreck. I feel like it's a vast improvement over Shipwreck. It's way better. But I still say that their mazes are a little lacking. One thing I noticed is there's a lot of open space and not a lot of talent in the maze, or in the mazes. I do give them props though for efficiency. They do have a couple mazes that do dump out into the same exit area, which is smart and something Knotts could totally learn from efficiency wise. That's awesome. But I think the biggest plus about Dark Harbor compared to Halloween Haunt would be their entertainment style venues. Their shows are far more interesting and they're smaller, but they're still really cool. Like, they're not nearly as long, but the slider show is super cool. We watched this fire show that was really cool. There was a couple other like little kind of comedy shows and things like that. And in my opinion, that's really cool. And honestly, I wish that was something Knotts would have. So, you know, big props to Dark Harbor for having something like that. That's something that Knotts doesn't have. So, will I come back this year? The wife says no.
Next year?
Yeah, thumbs up or thumbs down. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Oh, she gave me.
I'd rather go to Halloween Horror Nights than here.
So maybe next year we'll do horror nights. We'll check it out. I'm gonna try and make it a point to maybe visit one other Halloween event other than the one that I work every season from here on out. So next year we'll do horror nights, and then maybe the year after that we're feeling really punishing ourselves. We'll head out to Fright Fest and go check out Fright Fest. You can come with.
Fright Fest.
We can go to Fright Fest. Yeah, we'll go to Fright Fest.
That's so far.
It is far, but the nice thing about Fright Fest is you get to stay inside the park
During before the park opens, or
before the event starts.
Yeah.
So you don't get kicked out like Halloween Haunt.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do the mazes. The mazes are a separate fee. But you can still do the scare zones, and you can still see all the interaction with that. So we'll give them a couple years to polish up. Yeah, and then we'll check it out. Maybe, like I said, next year we can do Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I give Queen Mary Dark Harbor props for making a very cool, festive atmosphere that's fun for entertainment. But I do feel like they do need to work on their mazes still. So it was a fun deal. Oh, hey, it's the real 92.3 truck here. That's pretty cool. But till next time, just see you later.